Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're to join me today here next to Calestige as I try to figure out how to exactly get the ball out of this wireframe pyramid. And I've been trying a few things, but I don't think it's a two-step thing. What I've been trying to do, and I wrote down this thing over here. Well, you can't see it, but I wrote down all these steps that you can have. So basically, there's two steps to each one of these things. So we have a violet and orange up here, and then on the second one we have a red and violet. On the third one we have a couple of oranges over here. On this one we have blue and green, and on this one we have yellow and indigo, I think it is. I just put an I in, so indigo, I believe it is. Let's try it actually. So it's gonna be yellow and indigo. And if you're not, last episode we were dealing with this. If you're a little bit lost, then I'm sorry. But yeah. So I was trying to figure out off camera how to get this out of here. And I think it might be more than that step. I think I might need to order these guys all. I don't really know how it's gonna be, like the 8 things? I'm not really sure, but let me try one thing. I think I tried this last episode, but I forgot already. So let's see, if I try this, it should be red. And now if I try this, because I'm returning the sphere, it's when you return, it's a different color, so it's the second step over there. It's gonna be orange. Yeah, okay, so that's the order that I need to get to. So I'm gonna read the inscription, because fortunately we can get that, and that's just a little bit of help, but I don't think this is absolutely crucial, because this is not this is a puzzle. This is not the solution to the puzzle. You need to figure out the solution. I think that's how it goes. Because often enough in video games just get given the solution, and that's not really puzzles. The puzzles, you need to figure it out. And so I think it's like a spectrum of color, although it makes sense. Because the red and the violet are kind of close, but if you put them on the opposite end, because the opposites touch, it's a circular thing. If you put them on the opposite end of the spectrum of our visible color, you can make, so you have the red, you'd have the oranges and yellows, and then it starts for the green, I think, and then blue, and let's see. So I'm gonna write down, so we have red, because it starts over there on the Crimson Dawn, so it's gotta be red. And then after that I'm gonna have orange. Let's see, let me count how many. So we have violet and orange, that's 2. Red and violet, so that's 3. Orange again, so that's 3. And then we have blue and green, so that's 5. And then yellow and indigo, so that's 7 colors. Okay, 7 colors for the rainbows. For the rainbow colors. Is that worldwide lore? Oh, that the rainbow has 7 colors? It's just myth, really, because it has all of them. That's the point of it. But anyway, so let's see. So we have red and orange, and then it probably would be yellow after that. So that's 3 colors out of the blue. Speaking of which, after that, is it gonna be the blue or is it gonna be the green? I think it's gonna be the green. After yellow goes green, because yellow and blue makes green, so it's gotta be that. And yeah, in the middle. I'm writing it down right now, so you can't see my mouse move or anything. I'm just speaking out loud. So red, orange, and yellow, and then green and blue. And then after that, you have the purple at the end, right? The violet is basically the same thing. Violet at the end, and so in between blue and violet you have indigo, because indigo is sort of blue that's a little bit tinged with things, or yeah. Well, I think I have the key over here. So this means that this one is gonna be the first. Then orange is gonna be, it could be the first one or this one over here, because it doesn't matter. It's still orange, but I'm gonna go with the first one, right there. And then I need a yellow, which is gonna be the 5th one right there. And then I need a green, which is gonna be the 4th. I need, yeah, okay, so I need an indigo. Oh. I can't get an indigo. Huh. Wait a minute. I need a blue. I don't need an indigo. What was I saying? Wait a minute. Okay, so we have red. I skipped a step. So I have red, orange, and yellow, and then I have green, and then I need a blue. Okay, good. So that's the 4th again. And then an indigo, which is going to be the 5th. So it gets indigo over there. And then a violet. And that's that, hopefully. Where's the violet? Violet is the first one. So I'm going to remove the sphere from the frame via the front opening. The sphere deepens to a deep violet hue. Suddenly, the sphere flashes with a blinding light. When your vision returns... Boy, that's literally blinding light. When your vision returns, the sphere is back in the frame. And in your hand is a strange object. A dance of sharp angles. Summons a phased humanoid husk to fight alongside you and confers phased on the user. Converts all damage to transdimensional and grants plus 30% evasion, plus 3 resistance. This is pretty good. And accept transdimensional damage dealt with this character plus 100? Okay. So that's gonna be that's a cipher. Okay, that's probably gonna be for I have 3 ciphers now, don't I? Yeah. It's gonna be for Aligern most likely, because for Eritis, Aligern is this guy. Eritis is that guy. Yeah, Aligern can take this, and let's give him that. Beautiful. Okay, so he's gonna use that to great effect, hopefully, and that's gonna be that. So we got it. That was interesting. I mean, the breakthrough point, I think for me was trying to just shed my preconception of just there being 2 steps, and actually looking at this as a puzzle and not as a follow the instructions thing. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad at all, and I liked it. Although the getting the colors right, it can be a little bit confusing because, well, it's not everybody knows that. Like, for example, that blue and yellow makes green, but if you've played with markers and just colors when you were a kid or as a grown-up,
Eritis. Yes, Eritis? What? I was just thinking how wonderful it would be if there were 3 of us.
There are 3 of you. Shut up. I don't even know. He's talking to himself. Anyway, Calestige, hello.
Ah, you're still traveling with the ambling mood dampener. Good. One shouldn't become too ebullient.
A handful of words and you've reminded me how grateful I am not to see you every day. Oh, and you, Aligern. Indeed, the sum happiness of my sisters has improved dramatically. Now, cast off, if you wish to speak to me, I'll need to retain my sunny disposition, by which I mean lose this wretch, if you want me more amenable to your words. Until then, farewell. Well, it seems that we're not gonna talk with her, because I don't care. I don't care for her. Nope, that's not a thing I need. We actually need to go to the Order of Truth and do a bunch of stuff that I still know I need to do, but it's all in here. It's all in the government district. So let's have a chat here with Min of Tanliang, and hopefully I'm pronouncing those names correctly. And the game is hanging a little bit, but that's because it's my first proper dialogue after I started recording. Let's see. This priest is tall, thin, and dressed only in black. Narrow slashes of oil decorate his unlined skin like letters in an unknown tongue. His eyes are harried but alive with intelligent humor. They land on you with a tiny flicker of recognition. He's back. I wonder what brings him here now. Then his gaze moves from you to Aligern and hardens. Oh God, he says. No one's shouted at me for hours. I already said everything I need to, Aligern says, folding his arms. Anything else would be a waste of breath. What's going on here? Yeah, you're looking at Min of Tanliang, head puppet of the Order of Truth. Oh, that's right. Are we? Oh, I thought. So we are in the Order of Truth. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we should have known that. I forgot. Yeah, I was just saying, I need to go. Yeah, that's exactly where we are. My bad. Anyway, yeah, this is not a bar. We found out that last episode. This is more of a scholarly place, and they call it the Order of Truth. Even though I'm not really sure if that's more. That's just more of a presumptuous, pompous little self-titled whatever. But yep. Aligern says, jerking his head, and Min, I should say, more interested in where the next shin is coming from than, well, say, doing any actual research. Yeah, I got that impression as well. Well, kind of. It's a certain perspective, I guess. This may shock you, Min says, and it shouldn't, because we've had this talk before, but research into the Numenera takes time. Orth needs a quiet place to work, he needs food and a bed, and none of this is free. Min sweeps a hand through his dark hair. Like it or not, and I know you don't, the slave families demand cooperation for their shins. If we don't maintain the levy network, if we don't play their games, that funding goes away. And so does the Order of Truth. Yeah, but that's, I mean, I can, this actually has a very direct parallel to modern day, some modern day scientific research. You know, the grants and all that sort of stuff. But it also leads to sloppy science, and sloppy science is worse than no science, because it breeds, well, not all the time, but in general. It just breeds misconceptions and wrong paths, and just, it's like sloppy medicine. You don't want, I think medicine, for a lot of people, it's tricky to understand what science actually is. It's nothing more than just a method or a way of looking at things. It's not a system, it's not a set of beliefs, it's not a conspiracy of anybody. It's just a method. It's what it is. But the problem is when that method gets corrupted because of money, Just think of it as medicine. Because, you know, if you're gonna cure somebody of a cough by giving them whatever the guy that employs you pays you to give them, then you end up with people not actually getting the proper treatment and dying. And science is pretty much like that, except few people, actually less people, or fewer people, I think that's how it goes. Fewer people die. Not that they don't, but they do. Because, well, science and medicine, they're exactly the same thing, if it's just traditional medicine, I guess. I mean, I'm not... There's a thing called non-conventional medicine, at least here in Portugal, that could be understood as traditional medicine. It's not really. I mean, what I mean by traditional medicine is like clinical medicine. That's science. That needs to be science, otherwise. Anyway, Aligarn... No, wait a minute. I can't side with Aligarn? Huh. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is... I just went on a tangent and I'm forgetting. Let's go with this one. Maybe that'd be for the best, Min. Let's see. Min ignores Aligarn's snort of approval. Ah, good. I went for the right one. I kind of lost myself. I apologize. And turns to you. Maybe, he says, rubbing his forehead, smearing the grease stains there. You know, I used to have time for my own work. It wasn't always. He waves his hand vaguely. It wasn't always politics and dinners and polite requests. He gives Aligarn a sharp look. We'll find the answers you're waiting for. I'm not asking for gratitude, I'm asking for patience. And with that, he turns his full attention to you. I recognize you, he says. It's been 10 years? I don't think we ever spoke. You were the one visiting Sally Mary all the time, right? Working on some sort of organic machine technology. Well, that's not actually a lie, but that's right. Yeah, Min, that's right. Huh. Well, welcome back, Min says, unaware of, or perhaps ignoring, Aligarn's muffled grumblings at your side. What brings you to the Order of Truth? Yeah, I didn't say anything when I talked to Sally Mary about like that, anyway. He looks like he's lying, but why? More importantly, how? I know it's him. Yeah, well, that's fairly inconsequential. So Sally Mary told me there's a Memovira spy in the Order of Truth. Oh, that's right, we need to find out where he is. That's a quest. Let's not start with that. I met an Aeon priest named Baleazar. He's up to something in Circus Minor, but he wouldn't tell me what that was. Ah, is he still there? Min seems genuinely surprised. I was hoping he'd given up, run off, and we'd never see him again. Nah, I don't really mean that. Well, maybe a little. Well, that boy has been obsessed with biomechanical monsters for as long as I've known him, and now a real one has fallen into his lap. He's trying to get himself a physical sample, I think. Tell you what, if you see him again, you can say that I sent you to give him a hand. That'll bring him around, and gods know he needs whatever help he can get. He's brilliant with the books, he shakes his head, but not much else. Yeah, you guys remember who this guy was? We failed a check, I think 80% check on persuasion or something like that, and he didn't give us the quest. So he said, I think somebody said, like I think it was Aligarn that said, yeah, we'll be able to get this quest from somebody else. Not in those terms, because that's too meta, but it's too game-like, gamified, I guess. But yeah, he said something to that extent. So where's Worth Fong now? You found his note, didn't you? Aligarn would know better than I would. Worth didn't tell any of us where he was going. Okay, well, can you tell me about your work? Huh, he says, shaking his head. That's a big question, even on the best of days. I specialize in mechanical Numenera, intelligent or not, but I haven't had much time to research since I started managing our branch of the Order. Can I pursue that line of thought? No. So can I ask you some questions about the mechanical Numenera? I would be incredibly grateful if you did, he says. Every other conversation I have revolves around how I'm ruining the Order, or... ruining the Order, or not doing enough to save the Order. He rubs his forehead with the back of his calloused hand. Please, ask me about wires and blinking lights. Oh, he's a mechanic. The calloused hands there, I suppose, imply really manual work, manual labor. That's the levy. Yeah, I've met a levy that's losing its mind. It wants to be to take a better year from its creator. Is that possible? It what? Min says. That's horrible. His graze drifts to the air. And very fascinating. I could build something based on our machine that would trade a year of the citizen's life, assuming you were willing to pay 60 for parts? He glances at you sharply. And the citizen was willing, of course.
I'll remember that.
Alternatively, if you want to spare the shins and the day it would take me to make it, you could try building it yourself, he says, nodding his head at a table near the machine loaded with parts. If you feel like a challenge. I'd make it for free if I could, but no. The order needs me and the money. Yeah, I suppose it's more than fair that I pay for your effort, but yeah, I want to make it myself. I think I'm good at building machinery because apparently the levy is a machine and not, well, it's bio machine, I suppose. I might have 2 checks there, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll try to build the device myself. Oh, that's the spirit, he says. Not that we couldn't use the money, mind you, but we're not about getting rich here, after all. Ha! Says Aligern. Min continues looking at you, apparently oblivious to Aligern's outburst. So let's talk about the device for the levy who wants another year for its creator. Okay, apparently I can't. Yeah, let's just go with that. So tell me about the machine behind you. What is that? Ah, it makes levies. The Guardians of Sagas. He rubs his chin. Our records say that Diviatiku found a similar device in the ruins of Archopelagia. Is that like an ancient palace? Is that a corruption of the word? Like Arch Palace? I don't know. Far to the north. He convinced the city that a local version, a modified one, would be of use. In order to become a citizen, everyone in Sagas Cliffs, even the ones born here, gives a year of their lives to the machine. It uses that borrowed time to create a levy. That's an interesting way of. It's basically like a tax. Huh. Well, it is effectively like a tax. That's an interesting way of looking at it, because effectively, I mean, if you're working for the government to pay your taxes, basically if you have taxes of like 20%, it's extremely high tax in comparison to this one, because this one is at best like, I don't know, 2-3%, depending on if you count like your sleeps and all that sort of stuff. But you know what I mean? Like you're working like 1 day a week for free. And I guess working is not really giving up your life, certainly not, but depends on what actually you work on. But, well, I wouldn't say that this is fairer, but I suppose it's an elegant way to serve. I agree, he says. Better than giving an actual year of your life, following orders and marching around in the daylight. That's true as well. Oh yeah, I wasn't. So he's not thinking of it as a tax. It's more of a sort of a forced military service, because it is what it actually is. Yeah. At any rate, the levies created by the machine are nearly identical, and they only last a year. After that, they quietly return to the machine and dissolve into his hands grip the air, trying to frame the words gray gunk. It's incredibly unpleasant to watch, but they don't seem to mind. Well, that's fascinating. It is, and nothing is wasted. We just use the same gunk for the next levy. He frowns. Good thing, too. I have no idea how to make more gunk. When I say that's fascinating, that was really my character saying that. He doesn't think it was fascinating, but because there's another issue that maybe my character is not really aware of. Let's pretend that he's not for right now. The issue is that what we're seeing right now, the levies are self-conscious. They are people, and you're killing them. If you've ever seen, I love a movie called Moon. I think it is just called, yeah, it is called Moon. It's a pretty short movie, and if you've ever seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but you know what I mean? They are self-conscious. They are aware. So you're basically birthing a person and then killing it after 1 year. The line where they deserve more for their year of servitude, that would be aware of that particular thing. But let's say that my character doesn't know that, so yeah. I'm trying to repair a device known as a resonance chamber. Oh, you're what? Min gasps. I thought that thing was a myth, and you're trying to repair it. Where is it? Is that what he and Salimera were working on? He thinks. I'd love to see that. Yeah, well, I'd rather not say. Ah, he says, his mouth twisting. Probably wise. Anyway, do you have any piece of the machine with you? Yeah, I have a shard of it. Take a look. He handles the shard with care. Organic and crystalline. It was grown into the appropriate shape for the machine. This is definitely what Salimera was working on all those years with her partner. He looks at you, his eyebrows raised, but does not say more. Reluctantly, he hands it back to you. It must be him then, but why lie? Oh, he's thinking that, but I'll ask Salimera about it later. Oh boy, I think we just blew our cover. Ah, well, I don't owe anybody anything. I don't care. Let's see. Let's talk about something else, and then I'll work on that. So, what is the order of truth? Yeah, I'm just gonna, I mean, lost for a penny, lost for 1,000, or however that that saying goes. Good question. He chews his lip for a moment, framing his words. We live on the surface of a vast labyrinth of layered ruins, packed with relics and artifacts, windows into the past. Some people are content to find them, use them, and sell them. But not the Order of Truth, not the Aeon Priests. We want to understand the Numenera, study them, point at them, and argue about them. Actually, if there, I never really cared about the Aeon Priest definition, because it doesn't really matter too much, but I would be happy to have had a chance to ask about who they are before now, because now I'm fully understanding what they actually are. They are the Order of Truth. I wish I could, I might have just missed it, but I wish I could have asked that directly to Aligern. That would make things a little bit more simpler from the start of the game. But anyway, now in the West, the Order of Truth is much bigger than this little enclave. It's a vast organization, led by the Ember Pope. Out there, our words turn the heads of kings, he shrugs. Around here, we occasionally get discounts on equipment from local vendors and a free cup of tea. Not that I'm complaining. Yeah, but you shouldn't. Remind me, I think that's that. How did a chapter of the Order of Truth end up out here, then? If you're like, yeah, if they're like, sort of an empire sort of thing. It was founded 300 years ago by a Varelian Vargellan, let's go with Vargellan, it's kind of weird for me to pronounce it the other way. Vargellan nano named Diviatiku, that's his statue outside. He governed, or you could say he ruled the Order with more force than you see in traditional chapters. He set us up in this spire, handpicked new members and chose them for particular projects of his designs. We're not quite that organized these days, he says, shrugging. For better or worse, leaders are chosen by consent of the other priests and priestesses, and they don't have a say in what everyone works on. They just deal with the politics and the paperwork so that everyone else can focus on their ruinous side projects and hideously dangerous experiments. Which is to say, I'm the leader because I'm the only one who admits we need to eat. That sounds awfully dismissive of your colleagues' works. Well, envious is the word, he says. I have a few insane theories I've been waiting to test out for years, he sighs, but the outside world just refuses to go away. I suppose I understand his plight. Maybe our character doesn't. The slave families, he says, for some reason, aren't interested in funding wild, endless experimentation. I like results, especially weaponized ones, so I review their requests, deflect the crazier ones, and convince my colleagues to work for a living occasionally. He nods at the nearby machine. We also create the levies that guard the city, though that's seen more as a responsibility than a favor these days. You don't get paid for that? Are you crazy? You don't get paid for that? I don't know. What are the levies? Let's ask that. Oh, they're the Sagas' versions of a city watch. You may have seen them around. He plasters on a wide fake grin and points at it. They wear armor and look like this. You can't miss them. Yeah, is there a levy around here? I didn't see them. I can press tab from in here, so... Oh, I can actually, but it doesn't show up the things. So good to see that Sagas makes colors live in the real world. Why would that be a good thing? Why would you want... My character doesn't like that. My character likes imagination. Let's not go with that. He's a lovable rogue. So he's not of the real world himself, so let's not go with that. Let's go with this one. I think this is gonna be... Yeah, you should refuse. Follow your own interests, and funding will follow. Not really, but that does go in line with what I said before. Let's go with that. I don't think I haven't considered it, he says with a grin. It's one of my many temptations. He scratches his head absently. What else do you want to know about the Order? So, how long have you been here in the Spire? Oh, well, it's not actually a building, first of all, he says, grinning. And, neither is Council Tower. He grins a lot, doesn't he? Take a closer look when you get a chance. They're ships. We think they were used to explore the void between the stars, long before Sagas was founded. He rubs his chin. They may be millions of years old, in fact. Oh, that actually means that the underbelly engines... That gives a different... So there are ships. This might have been like a spaceship factory or something. This whole Sagas Cliffs place. Interesting. Now, of course, they're almost completely sealed in rock. Yeah, that's why I say they're a factory, not a ship or a big ship. The only other parts you can see up close are the engines down in the underbelly, which is what I was mentioning. The city uses them as forge fires and energy sources. He raises a finger. Actually, that's not the only part. We use some of the lower decks for storage, but you can't see those. He makes a serious face. Very secret. Okay, so... I saw Diviatico inside the clock in the Circus Minor. Your founder was the changing god, or a cast-off anyway. Min squints at you, then the ceiling. Well, it's possible, he says at last. Deviaticus' behavior matches the stories I've heard about the changing god, but he hasn't exactly shown up here to pick up where he left off, he shrugs. If you're right, maybe he just lost interest. Yeah, that's why I remember his name, Deviatic, but I kind of was forgetting. Fortunately, my character doesn't. Are there a lot of Aeon priests in Sacus Cleaves? Yeah, but they're not strictly here, he says. Some are out on digs or various expeditions. We only have a few Aeon priests in the city right now. There's Salimeri, who I mentioned before. Balea, yeah, he's treating me as if I'm a different person now. He saw through my BS. Okay. Baleazar studies biomechanical life forms. Orth Vong is an expert in inexplicable and malicious architecture and should be back soon. He pauses, sticking his fingers and furrowing his brow. And Snurf, of course, a visitant who's developed an interest in all forms of reproduction. It isn't one of us, and I don't think it wants to be, but we gave it space to work on its projects. Don't go over there unless you've invited a way to scrub your memory clean. You're invented a way, I should say. Also, Lan Uring, of course. He's been educated in the Order and is still looking for a discovery that will make him an Aeon Priest. Oh yeah, this guy. That's the first guy we talked to, apart from Salimeri. What about Calistege? Isn't she part of you? Apparently she's not, or he forgot about her or something. Okay, let's talk about something else, and I think that's all that, apart from that one. Let's go with, maybe he's gonna help me on that. Let's ask that. Salimeri told me there's a Memoviro spy in the Order of Truth. Oh, we think so, he says with an irritated glance at Salimeri, but not because we've seen people in dark cloaks creeping around. He lowers his voice, but not enough that the anger buried in it's completely hidden. Yeah, we've lost the dig site to her thugs. Maybe people too. We can't be sure because we never find any traces of them. He rubs his forehead with a strained hand. We'll catch the spy, he says. Only a matter of time. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna need to look into that myself, because you guys are not doing anything, but it's okay. I mean, if it's a matter of time, then the time has come. The time has come. But yeah, farewell. Come back anytime. Yeah, he's friendly. He's friendly. So I'm gonna need to work on these machines. What is that over there? The light that shines from within this strong glass chamber has a cruel and clinical glow. Its doors are firmly sealed. Why is it cruel? What if my character liked clinical things? He doesn't, but what if he did? A mass of leathery flesh sags against the railing. Sharp probes are stuck into its skin, surrounded by festering sores that ooze a foul-smelling oil. That might be the reservoirs for whatever that is. And this is the same thing as that thing over there. Yeah, there's a few. Oh, these are control panels. This synth sarcophagus could hold a large human. Its surface is pitted as if it survived a sandstorm, and the original color has worn away. Yeah, that's, I think, where you get the guy to make the levy out of. And this is the machine that works the levy out of the sarcophagus over there. Looks pretty cool. It all looks very scary as well, so let's do this on the next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Torment, Tides of Numenera. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.